You know what sounds completely insane in 2026 when Sydney land costs a minimum of $800,000? Australian councils are giving away residential land completely free, requiring zero purchase price. This is not rural farming blocks requiring agricultural use. This is not lease arrangements with ongoing fees. This is actual freehold residential land transferred to your name permanently for $0 with clear title. 7 shires across Australia are currently offering free residential land to anyone willing to commit to building and residing. The land is yours. No purchase price, no ongoing lease payments, complete ownership. For context, residential land in Sydney costs $800,000 to $1.5 million. Brisbane land costs $400,000 to $700,000. Regional city land costs $100,000 to $300,000. These shires are giving it away free. The catch is always the building requirements and residency commitments. Free land does not mean free housing. You must build a dwelling that meets minimum standards within a time frame of 2 to 3 years. You must reside on the block for a minimum period of 5 years. But the land itself costs $0. I contacted every shire currently offering free land schemes. I verified actual conditions and requirements, and I spoke with people who have successfully obtained free land about real costs and processes. These are not theoretical programs that disappeared. These are active offers in 2026, verified on the ground. These 7 shires are giving away residential land completely free right now. Some are wheatbelt towns. Some are goldfields locations. All are desperate for residents and willing to give land free to anyone who will commit. Let us break down where you can actually get free land in Australia. At number 7, the Shire of Kuro in Western Australia. This northern wheatbelt shire has offered completely free residential land since 2022. Population around 400 permanent residents scattered across the shire. It is about 300 kilometres north of Perth, in a productive wheatbelt agricultural region. Kuro offers completely free residential blocks ranging from 700 to 1,000 square metres, standard suburban block sizes. Blocks are located within official town boundaries, with existing street access already established. Power connection infrastructure is available nearby, requiring minimal extension costs. Town water connection is accessible. All blocks are professionally surveyed, properly titled with clear freehold ownership, and ready for immediate building commencement once approvals are in place. The official requirements are straightforward and clearly defined. You must submit complete building plans and obtain full council development approval within 12 months of land allocation. You must physically commence actual construction within 18 months of land allocation, showing genuine progress. You must complete the entire dwelling construction meeting all standards within 36 months maximum. Dwelling construction must meet an independently verified minimum value of $75,000, ensuring quality housing rather than temporary structures. You must physically reside in the completed dwelling continuously for a minimum of 5 years, establishing genuine community connection. Total realistic costs beyond the free land itself. Building permit fees and council approval costs approximately $2,000. A basic quality transportable home or modular construction, $75,000 minimum, meets valuation requirements. Power connection from the street infrastructure, about $5,000, including meter installation. Town water connection to the existing main, about $3,000. Septic wastewater system meeting health standards, $4,000 installed. Basic landscaping and fencing, $2,000. Total approximately $91,000 for a complete livable setup. Kuro maintains basic essential services despite its small population. A medical centre operates limited hours with visiting doctors on a rotation schedule. Small shopping facilities include a general store stocking basics. A local school operates with minimal student numbers but provides education. The wheat belt agricultural economy is based on wheat and sheep farming. Summer heat is a significant challenge, regularly exceeding 40 degrees Celsius. The Freeland saves approximately $50,000 compared to purchasing a similar block in a regional centre. Combined with affordable building costs, this creates a total housing establishment cost of approximately $91,000. Perth median house price is currently $700,000. You are establishing complete freehold property ownership for 13% of the Perth median price, thanks to the free land advantage. In summary, completely free residential land from 700 to 1,000 square meters in this northern wheatbelt town. Build the dwelling within 3 years and reside continuously for 5 years. Total complete setup cost approximately $91,000, including dwelling construction. The Freeland saves $50,000, enabling affordable ownership. Number 6. The Shire of Nungarin, Western Australia. It is a central wheatbelt shire, offering free residential land since 2019. The town has approximately 100 permanent residents. It is about 300 kilometres east of Perth in the wheatbelt. Nungarin offers completely free residential blocks, approximately 1,000 square metres. The town blocks have street frontage. Power is available nearby, and water connections are possible. Blocks are transferred as freehold once conditions are met. Requirements include submitting building plans within 6 months, commencing construction within 12 months, and completing the dwelling within 24 months. The minimum building value is $60,000. You must reside on the block for a minimum of 5 years continuous. Realistic total setup costs include building approvals $2,000, a basic relocatable home at $60,000 to meet the minimum, power connection $4,000, water connection $3,000, septic $3,000, and minimal landscaping $2,000. The total comes to approximately $74,000 complete. Nungarin has minimal services. A medical centre operates with visiting doctors only. There is a tiny shop and a small school. The small population produces severe isolation. Expect hot summers in the wheatbelt and an agricultural local economy. Free land is worth approximately $40,000. With total setup costs of $74,000, you achieve complete ownership. The Perth median is $700,000. You are buying ownership for 11% of the Perth price by combining free land and modest building. In short, free 1,000 square metre blocks in a tiny wheatbelt town of about 100 people. Build within 2 years and reside for 5 years. Total cost, approximately $74,000. Extreme isolation, but genuine free land. At number 5, the Shire of Westonia in Western Australia, an eastern wheatbelt shire offering free land since 2020. Population is approximately 250 permanent residents. The town is about 300 kilometres east of Perth. Westonia offers free residential blocks ranging from 800 to 1,200 square metres. These are standard suburban sizes, within town boundaries, with services available. The freehold transfers upon completion. Requirements include approved building plans within 12 months, construction commenced within 18 months, and the dwelling completed within 30 months. The minimum construction value is $80,000. A 5-year residency requirement is mandatory. Realistic costs beyond the free land include council approvals at $2,000, modular home construction at a minimum of $80,000 to meet requirements, power connection at $5,000, water infrastructure at $3,000, and a septic system at $4,000. The total is approximately $94,000. Westonia has basic services, including a medical centre with limited hours, a small shopping area, and a school. The local economy is based on wheatbelt agriculture. The population is small, but core services are maintained. Free land saves approximately $45,000. The total setup of $94,000 compares with about $700,000 in Perth, so you are creating ownership for roughly 13% of the capital city price. In short, Westonia offers free 800 to 1,200 square meter residential blocks. You must build within 30 months and live on the block for 5 continuous years. Total setup costs are approximately $94,000, including the dwelling, and the free land saves around $45,000. Number 4. Shire of Yalgoo, Western Australia. Remote northern wheatbelt offering free land since 2021. Population approximately 200 permanent residents, located about 500 kilometers north of Perth. Yalgoo provides free residential blocks of 1,000 square meters. These are remote blocks with basic services available. Freehold titles are transferred after meeting building and residency conditions. Requirements include approved building plans within 12 months. Construction must start within 18 months. Completion within 36 months. Minimum building value is $70,000. A 5-year residency commitment is mandatory. Total realistic costs: approvals, $2,000. Basic dwelling construction, $70,000 minimum. Power connection, $6,000 due to remoteness. Water bore and tanks, $8,000. Septic, $4,000. Total, approximately $90,000 complete. Yalgoo has minimal services. A small medical clinic with visiting practitioners, tiny shopping facilities, and a small school. The remote location, about 500 kilometers from Perth, creates severe isolation. Free land is worth approximately $35,000 in this remote location. Total setup about $90,000. Perth median house price is $700,000. That means ownership for 13% of capital through free land plus modest building. In short, free 1,000 square meter blocks in the remote northern wheatbelt. Population 200. Build within 3 years, reside 5 years. Total cost approximately $90,000. Remote, but a genuine free land offer. At number 3, the Shire of Carnama, Western Australia. A central wheatbelt shire offering free residential land since 2023. Population is approximately 200 permanent residents. The town is about 300 kilometers north of Perth. Carnama offers free residential blocks ranging from 700 to 900 square meters. Town blocks have services available. Clear freehold title is granted after you meet the conditions. Requirements are standard. Building plans must be approved within 9 months. Construction must commence within 15 months. The dwelling must be completed within 30 months. Minimum construction value is $75,000. A 5-year residency is mandatory. Total realistic costs: council fees, $2,000. Transportable home, $75,000 to meet the minimum standards. Power connection, $4,000. Water connection, $3,000. Septic system, $3,000. Landscaping, $2,000. Total approximately $89,000 for a complete setup. Carnama has basic wheatbelt services. The medical centre operates limited hours. There is small local shopping. The school operates with minimal students. The economy is agricultural. Expect wheatbelt isolation and heat. Free land saves approximately $40,000. A total setup cost of $89,000 creates ownership. The median property price in Perth is $700,000. That means ownership here is about 13% of the capital city price. In short, free 700 to 900 square meter blocks. Build within 30 months and reside on the block for 5 years. Total setup, $89,000. The free land is worth $40,000. Number 2, the Shire of Marawa in Western Australia has been offering free land since 2024. It is a northern wheatbelt shire with approximately 700 permanent residents. It is about 350 kilometers north of Perth. Marawa provides free residential blocks. 800 to 1,000 square meters, inside town boundaries with existing infrastructure nearby. Transfer of freehold title follows once you meet the required building conditions. Requirements, in brief: obtain building approval within 12 months, start construction within 18 months, and complete construction within 36 months. The minimum building value is $85,000, and you must live continuously on the block for 5 years. Total cost, realistic estimate, approvals and fees, $2,000. A quality modular home costing $85,000 to meet standards. Power connection, about $5,000. Water infrastructure, about $3,000. A septic system, about $4,000. That brings total setup to approximately $99,000. The free land itself is valued at approximately $50,000. Local services. Marawa has reasonable services for its size, including a medical center with a resident doctor, a supermarket and other shopping, and a local school. The community of 700 provides some social opportunities. Compared with Perth, where a similar property might cost $700,000, Marawa's total setup of $99,000 is about 14% of the capital city price. In short, you get free 800 to 1,000 square meter blocks. You must build within 3 years and live on the property for 5 years. And total setup is about $99,000, including the dwelling. At number 1 is the Shire of Three Springs, Western Australia. This northern wheatbelt shire has offered free land with explicit alternative housing flexibility since 2022. The population is approximately 600 permanent residents. The town is about 300 kilometers north of Perth. Three Springs offers completely free residential blocks from 800 to 1,000 square meters, representing generous suburban sizing. Standard town blocks with existing services, infrastructure are available nearby. Uniquely, the Shire explicitly accepts alternative housing types, insulated shed conversions, shipping container dwellings, and tiny houses that meet basic livability standards, not only conventional brick homes. Official requirements are straightforward. Building approval must be obtained within 12 months of allocation. Physical construction must begin within 18 months and show genuine progress. Completion must be achieved within 30 months. Residents must live on the block for 5 continuous years. The minimum building value is only $60,000, the lowest threshold of all free land programs. Realistic total costs beyond free land include the following: council approvals and fees, $2,000. Quality insulated shed conversion, $60,000. Power connection from existing infrastructure, $4,000. Water infrastructure, including tanks and connections, $3,000. Septic wastewater system, $3,000. Basic landscaping and setup, $2,000. Total complete livable setup is approximately $74,000. This is the most complete and lowest cost example among free land schemes. Three Springs maintains basic essential services. There is a medical center operating limited hours with visiting doctors. Shopping facilities include a general store and a fuel station. A school operates with a small student population. The wheatbelt agricultural economy is based on wheat and sheep, and a population of about 600 provides some social opportunities beyond the smallest towns. Free land value is approximately $45,000. Acceptance of alternative housing is unique among these programs and enables lower construction costs. With a total setup of $74,000, this program is exceptionally affordable. Perth median house price is $700,000. That means complete freehold ownership for around 10% of capital city price. Where other shires require conventional brick construction with minimum costs of $85,000, Three Springs accepts shed conversions at $60,000. That $25,000 difference is substantial for people on limited budgets and can make ownership possible. For example, a remote worker earning $50,000 a year can afford the Three Springs program. By saving $74,000 over 3 years from income, building a compliant shed dwelling, they can own the property within 3 years, with no mortgage and no rent. After completion, living costs might be $18,000 annually, leaving savings of about $32,000 per year going forward. A Perth remote worker earning the same $50,000 pays $26,000 in rent annually. After 3 years, they have paid $78,000 in rent and own nothing. The Three Springs participant owns property after the same 3-year period. The financial trajectories diverge dramatically. In short, free 800 to 1,000 square meter blocks with alternative housing explicitly accepted. Build within 30 months, reside for 5 years. Total complete cost, only $74,000, including the dwelling. This is one of the most affordable and flexible complete free land programs in Australia. So there you have it. 7 Western Australian shires are offering completely free land right now in 2026 to anyone willing to commit. Let us be completely honest about what free land actually means in practice and what it absolutely does not mean. Free land is genuinely free, with zero purchase price required. You pay literally $0 for the land itself. Freehold title is transferred to your personal name permanently once you meet the building and residency conditions. You own the land completely, with all rights of freehold ownership, including the ability to sell after the residency period completes. This is not a lease, and it is not conditional tenure. This is complete, permanent freehold ownership. But free land does not equal free housing or zero total costs. Building requirements are mandatory, substantial, and strictly enforced across all programs. Minimum building values range from $60,000 to $85,000, depending on the shire. You cannot simply place a second-hand caravan on a free block and claim completion. You cannot erect a tent or temporary shelter. A dwelling must meet genuine minimum construction standards, pass all building inspections, and achieve an independently verified minimum valuation. Construction timeframes are strict, usually 2 to 3 years maximum from land allocation. Missing those deadlines risks losing the land allocation entirely. Residency requirements are a serious, long-term commitment, and they are strictly monitored. 5 years. Continuous physical residence is the standard mandatory requirement across all programs, with no exceptions. You cannot build a dwelling, claim freehold title, and then immediately list the property for sale. You cannot rent the dwelling to tenants while living elsewhere. You must physically reside in the dwelling yourself continuously for the full 5-year period. Breaking the residency requirement voids the entire agreement and land ownership reverts to council control. These rules prevent pure property speculation and ensure genuine community participation. Total realistic complete costs for the entire setup range from $74,000 to $101,000, including absolutely all expenses. This comprehensive total includes dwelling construction meeting minimum standards, power connection from existing infrastructure, water infrastructure including connections or tanks, a septic wastewater system meeting health regulations, council fees and building approvals, and basic essential landscaping. These costs are completely unavoidable regardless of free land. Free land eliminates the purchase price, but does not eliminate building and service costs. But the financial advantage compared to conventional property purchase is genuinely substantial when calculated properly over time. Free land saves $35,000 to $50,000 compared to purchasing equivalent residential land separately in regional centres. Combined with modest, affordable building construction, this creates total complete property ownership for $74,000 to $101,000 in total investment. This enables freehold property ownership at costs that are completely impossible through conventional purchase paths. Compare this stark reality to capital city property markets. The Perth median house price of $700,000 requires a minimum $140,000 deposit, representing 20%. Total purchase costs, including stamp duty, legal fees, and settlement costs, reach approximately $720,000. After a standard 30-year mortgage with interest, you have paid over $1 million in total for that property. A free land program participant spends $90,000 in total to create complete property ownership. The participant owns the property freehold after building completion and title transfer. No mortgage is required if paying construction costs in cash from savings. There may be a small mortgage if financing construction costs. 5 years later, after completing the residency requirement, you can sell the property if desired and relocate anywhere, keeping all proceeds. The wealth building difference is genuinely transformative. Someone spending $90,000 total on the Three Springs Free Land program can own the property completely outright within 3 years of starting. A Perth house buyer spending $700,000 faces a massive mortgage burden for 30 years, paying principal and interest monthly. The Three Springs Free Land owner can live completely mortgage-free and rent-free, saving their entire housing budget each year, which enables wealth accumulation that is impossible for mortgaged owners. Consider a remote worker earning $60,000 a year, buying through the Free Land program. Total setup is $90,000. Annual living costs may be $20,000 after building completion, leaving savings of $40,000 annually. Over 10 years, that accumulates $400,000 in savings, plus owning the property. A Perth remote worker earning the same $60,000 a year might rent for $28,000 annually or pay mortgage repayments of $35,000 annually. Living costs are higher, and savings may be only $15,000 annually if disciplined. Over 10 years, that accumulates $150,000 while still renting or mortgaged. The free land participant therefore accumulates $250,000 more wealth over 10 years through location choice and the free land advantage. Retirees can use superannuation or lifetime savings to build on free land. A total setup of $90,000 from super is possible. There is no ongoing mortgage or rent. An age pension of $29,000 covers living costs easily. Quality of life can transform without housing stress. Across these locations, the climate is wheat belt with hot summers and mild winters. Summer temperatures regularly exceed 40 degrees Celsius. Proper insulation is essential in dwelling construction. Shade trees should be planted immediately. Water conservation is critical in low rainfall areas. The isolation is real and significant across all locations. Populations range from 100 to 700 residents. Nearest cities are from 300 to 500 kilometers away. Medical specialists require travel. Entertainment does not exist, and social circles are very small. Employment opportunities barely exist locally in these wheat belt locations, creating a fundamental challenge. Agricultural work is seasonal, limited to brief harvest periods, and it employs minimal casual workers. Shearing, seeding, and farm labor provide occasional income during peak periods, but cannot sustain full-time, year-round living independently. Most program participants absolutely need remote work capability, earning steady external income from employers in cities, retirement income from superannuation drawdowns, or age pension payments. Many rely on FIFO mining employment, using the free land property as low-cost base accommodation between intensive work swings. Starting entirely new agricultural enterprises is possible for dedicated individuals willing to invest substantial capital in machinery and livestock, plus years of hard labor. But commercial success remains uncertain in challenging wheat belt conditions. Services range from minimal to barely adequate across all 7 shires, creating lifestyle limitations. Medical centres operate severely limited hours, typically only 2 to 3 days per week, with visiting doctors on rotation schedules from regional centres rather than permanent resident practitioners. Serious medical emergencies require evacuation to regional hospitals 1 to 2 hours away. Shopping facilities are basic general stores, stocking absolute essentials only, requiring regular trips to regional centres 2 to 3 hours away for anything beyond bread, milk, and fuel. Schools operate with minimal student numbers, often fewer than 20 total students across all grades, creating limited educational and social opportunities for children. Cultural activities, entertainment venues, restaurants, and social events are completely non-existent, and living here requires acceptance of extreme lifestyle simplicity. This application process requires contacting the Shire directly. Submit an expression of interest that explains your situation and commitment. Provide evidence of financial capacity to build within the required timeframes. Demonstrate a genuine intention to reside long-term. Shires want committed residents, not speculators. Building must meet minimum standards and valuations. Plans require council approval. Inspections occur during construction. A final valuation confirms the minimum value has been met. These requirements ensure quality housing, not temporary structures. All 7 shires are in Western Australia because Western Australia has more remote shires facing severe population decline and willing to offer free land. No other states currently offer similar programs at this scale. Eastern states generally have cheaper land, which makes free offers less necessary. The programs exist because these shires are genuinely desperate for new residents, facing an existential crisis. Declining populations over decades threaten a complete service collapse, creating a death spiral. Schools need minimum student numbers to justify keeping teachers employed and facilities open. Medical services need a minimum population base to justify visiting doctor schedules and clinic operations. General stores need a minimum customer base to remain commercially viable. Without population stabilisation, these communities face complete abandonment. Shires offer free land in hopes of reversing population decline and attracting committed residents who will invest in the community. Free land is a last resort strategy after decades of decline proved conventional approaches ineffective. The economic cost to shires of giving away land is minimal compared to the cost of complete service collapse and community death. This underlying desperation creates a genuine opportunity, but it also reveals the fundamental challenges these communities face. Towns offering free land are struggling severely, economically and demographically, with limited futures under current conditions. Population decline indicates severe employment limitations and few economic opportunities. Free land alone will not fix the structural economic issues that caused the original population loss. Young people continue leaving for education and often never return because employment does not exist locally. For the right people, in the right situation, with realistic expectations, free land can enable property ownership that is otherwise impossible through conventional purchase paths in Australia right now. Remote workers can work from anywhere with internet. Free land plus modest building can create ownership for $90,000 total. Capital city renters paying $28,000 annually could buy in 3 years using rent money. Retirees who prioritize ownership and low costs over urban amenities can use free land plus building funded from superannuation to create a permanent home. No mortgage ever. A pension can cover living costs. Expect peace and quiet in an agricultural setting. FIFO workers needing a cheap base between mining swings can use free land plus a basic building to create ownership. Minimal costs apply while they are away working. High mining wages can enable rapid wealth building. Young families willing to trade an urban lifestyle for ownership and space can use free land plus an owner-built home to achieve mortgage-free living. Children gain room and safety. Financial stress can be eliminated. Agricultural entrepreneurs willing to start farming enterprises can use free residential land together with surrounding agricultural land as a farm base. Hard work is required, but ownership is achievable. Before applying to any free land program, visit the target shire extensively during both extreme summer heat and winter conditions. Experience the brutal 40+ degree heat directly, not in your imagination. Experience the profound isolation and remoteness personally. Read building requirements thoroughly and verify you can meet all financial commitments within strict timeframes. Confirm that employment or a long-term income source will sustain you. Talk extensively to existing long-term residents about daily challenges, isolation struggles, and service limitations, not just the romanticized positives that council promotes. Have a realistic, comprehensive budget, including substantial contingencies for unexpected costs. Building construction almost always costs more than initially planned because of unforeseen complications. Remote locations dramatically increase material transport costs by 20 to 30%. Qualified skilled labor is genuinely scarce and commands premium rates. Budget an absolute minimum of $100,000 total for a quality, sustainable dwelling in a remote location that will function reliably long-term without constant expensive repairs or replacements. Understand, this is a minimum 5-year commitment to a remote agricultural town. You cannot change your mind after 1 year. You cannot sell immediately after building. A genuine long-term commitment is required, or the agreement will be void. Research shire policies and attitudes carefully. Some shires are more flexible than others. Three Springs explicitly supports alternative housing. Others require conventional construction. Understand the specific shire requirements before committing. Giving away land for free reveals a severe population crisis. These towns are declining without new residents. Free land is a last resort to attract people. Understanding this context is important. At the same time, desperate shires create genuine opportunities. Free land combined with modest building can create property ownership at that price. No other path to ownership exists at this price in Australia right now. These programs are real, active, and accessible in 2026. 7 shires are offering completely free residential land to anyone willing to commit to building and residing there. The opportunity is genuine. For people locked out of property markets or trapped in rental cycles, free land offers a pathway to ownership that is otherwise impossible. The trade-offs are severe, including remoteness, isolation, heat, and limited local opportunities. But property ownership is achievable with realistic expectations and careful planning. Subscribe for Australian property content covering unusual opportunities like free land programs, not just complaints about unaffordability. Comment which shire surprised you most. Would you take free land in Three Springs or Kuro and commit 5 years? Like the video so the algorithm thinks free land programs matter to viewers searching for property ownership solutions. See you next time with more Australian property opportunities.